Hello, this is Ruthie Jackson welcoming you to It's Happening in Grand Prairie, our September the 2nd taping. We're delighted to have you in our viewing audience, and we have a very, very interesting program. Two people to interview that you will be very happy that you stay with us. But prior to introducing our interviewees, we'd like to bring you some community service announcements. First of all, remember the creative playground that is going to be built October the 23rd through the 26th. Now, we need your help. We need all of the assistance that we can get in labor or donations. And these are the magic telephone numbers. If you would call these, if you can help in the creative playground that is being built in the Wagner Park area, the numbers are 264-1323 and 641-2875. Jodelle Landers, Kim Adams, Barbara Hagel, all of the members of this committee would welcome your assistance. And on September the 5th, 6th, and 7th is the Indian Powwow at Traders Village, the 24th Annual National Championship. And this is going to be a wonderful weekend for you. There are many things happening on the 5th, 6th, and 7th, but if you would take one of these dates and go to Traders Village, we know that you'll enjoy the dance contest, the craft show, and etc. September the 5th, 6th, and 7th. All right, and also on September the 6th, the magic date for the Chamber of Commerce Extravaganza, and that's going to be at the Lone Star Palace. And if you don't recognize the name of the Lone Star Palace, that is the old Kroger building immediately east of the City Hall complex. Come by on that date, 6:30 p.m., and please call the Chamber of Commerce, 264-1558, to make reservations for this very important fundraiser to the Chamber of Commerce and for the Chamber of Commerce Building Fund. The Chamber also is scheduling a brown bag seminar. The date is September the 10th, 11:50 a.m., and it will be at the Veterans Memorial Center, and that's on South Center Street, and the subject is motivation. This would be a very exciting presentation by Camille Keith, and she is from Southwest Airlines. If you'd like to attend this, call 264-1558. And now to our very special guests. We have with us the Hispanic Association for Culture and Education representatives today for the very first time. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Wonderful. All right, first of all, Francisco, lovingly known to his friends as Frank Carrillo. We're very glad to have you with us today as a special guest.
Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. Glad to be here.
Wonderful. And we also note with a great deal of interest that your lovely wife, Gloria, could not be here today, so she sent you packing and to come to be with us.
You're correct.
Wonderful.
That's
and please give her our regards, because she certainly is a splendid community worker, and we want to thank you for letting her do all the good things that she does for Grand Prairie, Texas.
Thank you. You're
wonderful.
Very kind.
And J.J. Garcia, for the very first time, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ruthie. Pleasure being here. Thank you for inviting us.
And we're just real excited about you two and your involvement in this Hispanic Association for Culture and Education. Let's go to Frank first, shall we,
Sure.
J.J.? Frank, since you are the parliamentarian, which is the rules man, and that you're into the education in politics for this organization, would you like to tell us a little bit about your role and why you started such a wonderful organization as this?
I think the Hispanic Association for Cultural and Education is a community service organization that time has come for it to develop. We are interested in all aspects of the community, primarily the cultural, the Hispanic cultural, and also the education. Those are our two basic areas of total involvement that we would like to see the organization and the community involved with.
All right, now, J.J., would you give your overview of why you feel that this is important to the Hispanic community and maybe some of the goals of this new organization?
Overall, the goals are to serve the majority community. There have been a lot of instances where agencies or organizations in town haven't had who to contact or any leaders to search for or talent or input as far as the community is concerned. And that's basically it. Most of our members are professionals, the degree personnel. And we have a lot, most of us are very resourceful, thank God. And we are in that. That is our primary effort, to service the majority community, so that between both communities, the Hispanic and the majority community, we can coalesce and bring both to fruition, so to speak, so that we can serve the community better, and government and other civic organizations.
All right. Now, Frank, I believe that this organization, though it's very new and young, you already have a main project that's coming up this month, and that's one of the reasons that we're here explaining all of this. Would you tell us what you all have on the map for the very first project, please, sir?
Definitely. Our first function for this month will be the kickoff activity for Hispanic Week, starting on Saturday, September the 13th. The organization decided that the best way that we could bring forth this undertaking would be through a combination of a dinner and a variety show, if you will.
A dinner and a variety show. And this is going to be kicked off on September the 13th. And where have you all decided to hold this, JJ?
We're holding it at the Travel Lodge Safari here in northern Grand Prairie. It's $15 for tickets for the dinner. And we're having the folklorico dancers, mariachi. We're having students. We're introducing to the public those students that received scholarships from our last fundraising event, which is the Cinco de Mayo festival that we had. We're having a 15-minute drama show that it's very impactful, even though it's short. It's an original, and it's culturally directed towards the Spanish-speaking. We have some poem readings by local artists as well, and awards and door prizes.
I understand that you may even have a painting, a picture. You want to tell us a little bit about that, and your very special artist that'll be there?
I wasn't aware of the artist's name. Are you, Frank? Who the?
No, not I'm not.
Yeah, they didn't have. Gloria was the one that had that information, and she was prevented from coming over here.
Yes.
And but we will have a very special MC, which will be Vito Sarducci lookalike Lico Reyes. He does a great comedy routine, and he's just pure entertainment. He really electrifies an audience, and he's going to be our MC.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful evening. Now, is this going to be a family affair, Frank?
Definitely. It is a family affair. We are expecting to have a great deal of not only good information and sound information with regards to the National Hispanic Week, but also a fun time for any and everybody that would attend.
All right. Now, if I wanted to get tickets for this bash, and I had my $15 already, who would I contact, JJ?
Oh, you would contact me at the office. I'm at 641-8683.
All right.
And you can call Gloria, and she is at 264-0620. Now, we need to get also, if people who are going, we need to have their RSVP as soon as possible so we can reserve a seat and have a count for the function.
All right. Now, when is my deadline for letting you know that I would like very much to come to this dinner?
About the 10th or the 11th.
About the 10th or 11th. You'll hold it open until then, even though this is on the 13th. You think that's plenty of time to let everyone know. All right, and we must drop Maria Garza's telephone number because she has been instrumental in helping us to set up this interview, and she is a member of the Sesquicentennial Coordinating Committee and all of the other good things that happen in Grand Prairie that benefit the Hispanic community, and we're so appreciative of she and her husband. And her number is 830-0051, and that is her number at work. And she does have a telephone number here in Grand Prairie, Texas, and if you can call 264-2234, we'll be glad to share that one with you. All right, now, you mentioned that Hispanic Week is from the 13th through about the 20th. what are we celebrating particularly on September the 16th? Now, that's what our viewing audience probably needs to know.
We're celebrating the 16th of September, which is the Mexican Independence Day. That was the day in 1810 that they won their victory from the Spanish. And they have the celebration where one of the priests in the movement gave out the yell, they call it El Grito, of victory. And that is like our 4th of July here.
Yes.
And we have traditionally carried that over into this side of the border too, because of our culture, very closely tied with Mexico. And we celebrate it almost as much as we do, if not more, than the Cinco de Mayo, which is our celebration of independence from the French. Mexico was ruled over by several dynasties of rulers, and Spain was one of the ones that we had to overthrow.
This is the important date, isn't
Yes.
it? That is wonderful. And I think that you all ought to write something, an editorial or something, and give it to the paper and let people know how important this particular date is to you and how significant this celebration will be at the Travel Lodge. Frank, I'd like for you to mention, now Mr. Albert Sanchez is on your committee, and I believe he has a certain duty other than being president of LULAC, and we're very proud of him and his contribution to the city, and that he is on the Chick Commission. He is appointed by the City Council to the Chick Commission and has been a very wonderful worker in the community. We'd like for you to tell us what you have Mr. Sanchez doing in this project.
Within the organization, we are also very proud of having Mr. Albert Sanchez with us as part of our group. He is not only young and with a lot of vitality, but he's also interested, very much so, in helping us, and particularly in working with the youth. He is involved, and he is responsible at this time for the fundraising functions. And of course, this is being one of them. He is our coordinator and the one that we are working with to make this function a success.
All right, now, either Frank or JJ, I'd like for you to look out into your camera, and we may take you one at a time. And JJ, I'd like for you to give everyone a special exhortation to come to this September the 13th dinner. Would you do that? And then I'm going to ask Frank to do something else.
Yes, we urge everybody who can to come and support. Our fundraising function is primarily for scholarships, and also we're developing some seed money for other fundraising events that we'll be holding, primarily for education and for bringing cultural awareness to the majority community from the Hispanic community.
Wonderful. And Frank, I'd like for you to look out to your camera and give a plea for anyone that would like to join the Hispanic Association for Culture and Education. Tell them where to call and if there is a cost for joining this organization, and tell them how important it is to your community.
Well, it is important to Grand Prairie. It's important to our whole area. The organization is set up and established to service Grand Prairie. And we would welcome each and every one of you that would care and would be interested in participating in such an undertaking. The fee, we are going through a process of trying to establish a group of charter members, and those that would apply for membership, if they do it within the next few weeks, might be some of the lucky ones that will come under the Y or S charter members of the organization.
Well, I want to thank both of you gentlemen very much for being here today to beat the drum for this special new Hispanic cultural and educational group. And thank you for being so resourceful. And Frank, we'd like to thank your company for allowing you the time off to come and be with us. And would you like to mention them?
Well, I'm a realtor. I work for Red Carpet, and they have allowed me the time to be here with you today, and I appreciate your invitation.
Thank you. JJ?
Thank you. I'm a campaign manager for my brother-in-law, who's running for state representative, for Dr. Juan Perez. And I've taken time from my campaign, road too, and I appreciate your inviting me here to speak on behalf of the organization, which is very, very important, very
Wonderful.
meaningful to us.
Thank you all very much. Thank Maria Garza for bringing this opportunity to us also. And we'll be right back.
Each year, we spend over $20 million picking up trash along our Texas highways. Messing with Texas isn't just an insult to the Lone Star State, it's a crime.
Don't mess with Texas.
Welcome back to the show. And before we bring you our next guest, who is a very exciting young lady, we have a couple of community service announcements to bring to you. First of all, there's going to be a reception honoring State Representative Carlisle Smith, who is retiring from office. And that date, if you'll mark your calendar, is September the 13th. And the magic time for this reception and dinner is 6:30 p.m. at Warrior Coliseum in Grand Prairie at South Grand Prairie High School. The cost is $6 per person. And if you'd like tickets, would you please pick up your tickets at the Chamber of Commerce or call and have the tickets reserved. The telephone number at the Chamber, 264-1558. A very special reception honoring a very special young man that has given a long tenure of public service as our state representative, E. Carlisle Smith. And the business exposition called Business Expo, a cooperative program with the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce and the Arlington Chamber, will take place September the 12th and the 13th. And the place will be the Arlington Convention Center. Now, the times on Friday, which is the 12th, will be 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., and on Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Now, the day prior to this big expo, there's going to be a very special card exchange, a business card exchange sponsored by both of the Chambers of Commerce, and reservations will be necessary if you want to attend this card connection. The date, September the 11th, and the time 5:30 until 7 o'clock p.m., and the chamber number is 264-1558. Remember that the Sesquicentennial Coordinating Committee is still taking donations for the Sesquicentennial Gazebo that is located in Turner Park. If you'd call Harry King, the chairman, or Tony Robertson, the chairman of the Gazebo Project, the number is 263-2542, and the vice chairman, 641-1464. Also, if you'd like to help on making Christmas gifts for the needy children, please pick up your doll kit or your toy kit at the Republic Bank of Grand Prairie. 264-2561 is their magic telephone number, and they'll tell you where you can pick up your kits. And now, Gail Cates, you're very important to the arts community.
Oh, well, thank you. As a member of Grand Prairie Community Theater, we try to stay in front of the eye of the public here in Grand Prairie. We've got exciting news going on all the time.
All right. So, I know that you have, and tell us what ball of wax you're carrying today.
Currently, we are in rehearsal for our first production of Agatha Christie's murder drama, Witness for the Prosecution. It's a very, very exciting 3-act play. We will be presenting that September 12th, 13th, 14th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, which is 2 weekends consecutive, at the Grand Prairie Community Theater on Northeast 8th Street, 310 Northeast 8th. I'm just here to promote it and tell the public a little bit about it. It's a very, very exciting story, and a lot of local people involved.
All right. Now, I know that you're not carrying this load alone, but I do know that you have the big lead. Tell us a little bit about some of the players that are going to be featured, some of the Grand Prairie talent that gives of their time and their effort to be able to bring culture to Grand Prairie.
There are so many people involved. probably the people I need to give the first thank you to and the first round of applause to would be John and Susan Sisney. Susan is serving as president of the community theater. She keeps us all involved and on our toes. This production is being produced by Ed and Betty Cantrell at Betts Furniture on Davis Street. They are handling the ticket sales and just keeping us organized. Our director is Kevin Whitlock. Kevin has been involved in theater, year and a half now. He's been very, very active in renovating our facility as well as on stage as well as off stage. Brian Metzger plays Leonard Vole. Leonard Vole is a young man who has been arrested for the murder of an elderly woman who has left him nearly $250,000 in her will. He has been accused of this crime. His only alibi is his wife. That is the part I play. A character named Romaine. He will be defended by a very, very famous barrister, Sir Wilfred Robarts, who is played by Stan Poland, who's been very, very active in the theater, and defended by James Bryce, who's playing Mr. Myers, Queen's Counsel. As I say, Leonard Vole's entire alibi is his wife. Her testimony that he was at home at the time of the murder, she does a number on him, if I can use that phrase, and testifies against him as a witness for the prosecution. And there are many, many twists and turns beyond that point and a few surprises along the way. It's a very exciting play, a lot of suspense, kind of difficult to guess what's going to happen next.
How many members are there in the cast in its entirety?
We have got 18 members. It's a fairly large cast. There's a courtroom scene, very dramatic courtroom scene, and consequently there are a lot of people involved. The four names that I've mentioned are the four major characters. We've got policemen, we've got judges, we've got housekeepers, we've got lawyers, a little bit of everything put together, make it a little bit more like real life than it might otherwise be.
Now, Gail, who is responsible for, say, your sets?
The set design has been done by a woman named Gwen Brazelton, Gary Lyles, and Clay Crow, who is a local talent. He wrote the original script for a production that the community theater did a few months ago called Statues Are for Pigeons. The three of them have been very busy building a courtroom for us as well as building a lawyer's office. So they've had one of the toughest jobs involved in the production, putting the set together.
When did you start rehearsing, or say, when did you have your tryouts for Witness for the Prosecution?
We started Witness for the Prosecution, gosh, I've been doing it so long now, late June.
1 week after you had just...
Immediately after Fiddler on the Roof, we started Witness for the Prosecution. We've been rehearsing 4 nights a week through August.
You're just not going to let that theater get cool, are you?
No, we're not. No, there are too many good things to do. We need people always, either on stage, off stage, selling tickets, baking brownies, watching kids, playing the piano, painting, drawing, just being there.
Could you use more volunteers?
We can always use more volunteers, yes.
Oh,
We've got so many things going on. If you don't want to be on stage, you don't have to be. If you want to, now's your chance. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. As soon as Witness for the Prosecution is over, we will be having tryouts for A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, which is a wonderful musical farce that people may be interested in either seeing or trying out for.
How's your blood pressure for that? Are you going to be able to do that, or you think you're up to your ears in alligators?
Well, right now I will probably be laying out of that production, but I know we've got a lot of people interested. It is a full-time, or can be a full-time hobby. A lot of people devote a lot of time and energy into making our productions come off well and doing a pretty good job, if I can say so. A lot of people.
Each and every time that I have called Star, the Star number, I get John Sisney. I think that he's moved into the community theater area there, and is he the cleanup man? What all does John do? He's a very important
John is, John does everything that we need done. I really can't give him a title right now. He's done everything from lay carpet on
He's the aide to the president.
He's the aide to the president. He directed our production of Fiddler on the Roof and is normally very, very involved in the production of our musicals every year, our big summer musical. So that keeps John busy.
Well, I know that his young daughter, their young daughter, Karen,
yes.
Is she in this play? I know she works with us here at Store.
She is not in this one. She did have, of course, a lead in
Fiddler.
Fiddler on the Roof and did a very good job, I might add. But this cast is a little bit older. Just the parts that are being filled are a little bit older characters.
How important do you feel that the theater is to this community, and especially all of the volunteer hours you get from this group?
The theater fills a void, something that Grand Prairie needs, that I feel like every community needs. It offers an opportunity for involvement, people who haven't found their niche anywhere else. It offers an opportunity for local entertainment. You don't have to drive to Dallas, you don't have to drive to Fort Worth, you can get it right here in Grand Prairie. We do a variety of projects. We do children's shows, we do things for the adults, dramas, melodramas, comedies, of course the musicals. There are so many things that we are offering the city that, you know, the chance to watch if they don't want to be involved and the chance to be involved if they do.
If I wanted to become involved with the community theater, is there a fee for me to join?
We have a $6 membership fee to actually get your name on the roll as a member of the theater. You're more than welcome at any time to come and help or take a part without paying that money.
But you will take
we'll take your money. Yes, anytime we can. We do accept donations also. We've put in auditorium seating and carpeting, a lot of things. We've got a lot more projects that we would like to do to make the structure a little bit more like home for the theater.
Gail Cates, you've been wonderful. We have about one more minute to wrap this up. You need to tell everyone out in the viewing audience the magic dates, the time and the place again, plus tell them what it will cost them to attend this. And to that very important one thing that we must not forget.
Yes, there is limited seating. We do recommend reservations. Witness for the Prosecution will be produced Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 12th, 13th, 14th, and 19th, 20th, and 21st. Friday and Saturday shows are at 8 o'clock. Sunday is a 2:30 afternoon matinee. Tickets are $7.50 for adults, $5 for children and senior citizens. For more information about the theater, call 262-STAR. For reservations or further information about our production of Witness for the Prosecution, you can either drop by Betts Furniture at 514 Davis or call them at 264-2032.
Wonderful. Gail Cates, it's been a delight having you here.
Thank you for having me. We hope to get the public involved in this.
And let's everyone make plans to attend Witness for the Prosecution on the magic dates. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you it's happening in Grand Prairie.